हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञान तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरे कृष्ण. So we'll continue our discussion. The 11th chapter, where we are hearing from the Dwarkavasis. So if you go with psychology, we see how different devotees, it's a good psychology lesson. Kunti Maharani's prayer, Bhishma Dev prayers, ladies of Hastinapur, and the Dwarkavasis. Kunti Maharani, she has only one comparison, but she is so much of her life, how she went through tribulations and how Krishna protected it, and how she says, and at the end, so basically her prayers were connected to what she went through her whole life, and how in all situations Krishna was protecting. And she says, now I don't want any attachment to Rishnis and Pandus, and then I want only my consciousness focused on you. And but she adds very, very important philosophical points. She says, say I'm a woman, how can I understand Ta Brahman Saramani Namana? No? But she gives a very, very wonderful philosophical points, because that is what is very important for all of us compared to all other prayers. As Kunti gives very, very important philosophy. And then it comes to Bhishma Dev. He is having only one meditation on Partha Sakhi, and he's comparing himself with, comparing and seeing that form, how he, Krishna and the battlefield at that particular time is completely absorbed in that, and all his players are only focused. Most of the time, it's focused on that, and then one Parasi. Of course, everybody glorifies gopis because that is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam ultimately is to meant to glorify love of gopis. So it is Kunti Maharani or Bhishma Dev. And then the ladies of Hastinapur, their prayers, if you see, initially they are little philosophical one too, and remaining all will be comparing with other women of Dwaraka and Vrindavan. So Hastinapur ladies, because they are ladies, they will also see other ladies. They say, oh, they are more fortunate than us. They get Krishna every time, and especially gopis like that. Now, if you see, now it comes to Dwaraka, what they will say, oh, Krishna, you are ours only, but you don't stay with us all the time. So, this is how every person, he is always feeling that he's not getting Krishna sufficiently. That's how they feel. But it is good. Now we see how Krishna is in Dwaraka, and how this Dwarkavasis receive Krishna and how they reciprocate with him. And they know he is the Supreme Lord, but still they have that affection. He is our person. So that makes them very happy. And we were discussing about faith. I just wanted to share few more points. We'll complete that topic. Actually, we cannot complete the topic also because that's a big topic, but still I'll try to complete it whatever possible. A few more things. I just repeat what we discussed. We discussed Samajik Shraddha. Of course, I am not talking about Laukiki Shraddha. Is like people have this faith on from tradition. They have, I worship this, family gods, this, that. That is all Laukiki Shraddha. And many of the traditional families, they all have this Shraddhas. And then Samajik Shraddha is somebody is giving on us. You have to do it. You come read this book, Bible or Quran or whatever, and then they give some Shraddha, come to church every day or come to temple, chant Hare Krishna, whatever. So, but then we discuss the path of bhakti, which is, it is does not need any pure faith, and how does Shraddha start? It starts with our having faith in devotees, respect for them, trust for them, dependence on. And this is a very important definition. Shraddha means a clean state of mind. So this we have discussed. So this is a clean state of mind is called Shraddha. And then cleans from what? Contamination, contaminates and doubts. There are actually two types of, no, many doubts. But if you say Raghunathas Goswami clears doubts in Manas section, na dharmam shrutigara niruttam kulakar kilakuru. So he clears many doubts. He says for a devotee, even if he need not perform any of his duties according to Varnashrama, means and he should not do any sinful activities, but his maintenance will be taken care. That's what he's telling. You want to maintain yourself, no need to do any of this dharma or adharma. People earn by adharma, people earn by dharma. But for devotees, both are not needed. Their maintenance is taken care by Krishna. So these are the doubts we have. If I surrender everything, what will happen to me? No problem. Krishna will take care. Now here, and for us, so faith helps us to take our first step, and doubts give, goes, we get enlightenment and we get power also. These are the both things that happens uh, if we have faith. Then we discuss faith in ignorance, passion, and goodness. Ignorance faith is that we have faith in sinful activities, sense gratification. Of course, passion also sinful activities basically, and passion is we have faith in ourselves. Hum honge kamyab. And goodness is faith in purification, and transcendental faith is faith in service of God. And there is balotpadita. So in pure faith also there are two categories: balotpadita and shastra. So the shastra shraddha is what is very important. Now presently the state will be balotpadita. If I don't do, what people will think? They'll think I am not serious devotee, so I should come for Mangala. But we have to come to a state of shastra shraddha where we take responsibility. So responsibility on ourselves. Nobody is cause of our failure or success. We ourselves only in all situations. And somebody says I was exploited, I was mistreated, ill-treated. Even in that situation also, we have option either to go up or go down in all situations. It happens. I if we don't go through some situations, we cannot just make some what do you say, very I will not make any means I cannot say something, because somebody may be going very difficult situations, and for them to accept certain things will be difficult, but still they have choice. They can still, they need not lament for long time, for some time, and then they have to come back at one point. And this is actually what I want to, just few points only, and then we'll end this topic. Then I'll start some other new topics along with our purports. I thought it will be helpful for you. The Shastras are written in a particular. How they are written? The Shastras are written specifically to strengthen. Shastras are written specifically to strengthen the hope, to make us strong and a very firm. So hope in us. And Shastra Shadra gives faith in attaining the perfection described in Shastra. So now Shastras, when you read, Shastras are telling what they are telling. Oh, there is perfection, there is prema, there is spiritual love. And if we have faith in Shastra, we'll definitely attain. That is the point. And they give hope, they give clear understanding. That is the reason we need. So here I'm just discussing about Shastra Shraddha. So we start to feel respect that allows us to avoid all obstacles on the path of bhakti. When we start developing respect for Shastra, Shastra said that, so it means we have to have some love for Shastra. So what happens is this: when we follow Shastra, we will avoid offenses, and then the desire for fame, honor, and so many other things are there. We'll all know that it is not good, because Shastra says, oh, it's nasty thing, don't touch it, it's not worthy. If I am not absorbed in the Shastra, I won't be able to understand all these things. So So to understand all these things, that this is that's why Raghunath Das Goswami Manasiksha and many other Shastras, Upadeshamrita, and even other Shastras also, even Dharmic Shastras also they tell. Bhakti Shastras more emphasize, don't go for name and fame, don't go for all these things, they are very dangerous. So that will help living entity to come out of all these conditionings. So this is how it is. So we have to have faith in the Shastra in that way. This is what is very important for me. And then only one way to strengthen our faith in Shastra is listen them every day, which we are doing now. And when we read and we have to speak like that, then it becomes very easy for us. Means if I am quoting Shastra every time, my faith in Shastra will increase. And no means should and we should never think I know everything. Now, this is one last thing about the Shastra. Of course, too many things are there, but I'll just end this topic because I want to cover other topics also. A person engaged in bhakti at the beginning, he feels an extraordinary enthusiasm. Why? Because everything is new. There is a great ecstasy. Because there is a lot of new information he got. He sees nice people only for some time. After that, he becomes little old and start finding faults in them. Initially, they come. Everybody feels ecstasy. I also have this experience. More ecstatic in the beginning because I think, wow, I got really and little fanatic also. I don't want anything to do with this matter, Lord. We have nice prasadam, nice food, and nice so many nights of things, new type of dress, hairstyle, dress style, and then you have new dance styles and new music. So many new things are there, and mind really get excited. And we engage in all these things, and it's okay with us. But the faith is not there. What is this faith not there? It is not strong because it is not Shastra Shraddha. It is only Balotpadita Shraddha. And then another last point is faith is like hunger for God. More faith we have, more we want Krishna, more we want Krishna, like that. So this is few points on our uh, faith, and we'll continue our purports. So we'll just read the translations from last whatever the prayers are offered. We'll just get a revision. The citizen said, uh, yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandas Pranam.
Dandavat.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that anything happens like good or bad, it is only because of us. That is a point you said. I mean, our own individual person. Correct, na Prabhuji?
We have to take responsibility for it, I was telling.
Oh, okay. See, now I don't know. This may be a crazy idea, but I just got a thought. See, somebody walking on the footpath, he's going on his own, and other person comes, hits him, and injures him and goes off. So now this person has not done anything, but he gets injured. No, so how do we say that he was responsible for his whatever he's undergoing?
Yeah, you also know some karma we did somewhere, it is coming here now in this form.
Like
Nothing
that.
happens by chance, na bro. If somebody is hitting us, means we might have done it in some other place, some other situations to some
Okay,
other
okay.
people. When we did,
Okay.
we don't know.
Okay. Sure,
And
bro.
even if somebody is exploiting or somebody is happening, that's what my point is. We should see through Shastras. Otherwise, na, all these whatever latest movies and all which comes Kashmir Files or Kerala show, why this affect us? Because we don't see through Shastra. We see through the eyes of these people who are showing us. We should not see through the eyes of the people who are dharmic people who are showing us these incidents. We should always see through Shastra. We feel compassion for them, we sympathize them, and we support in one way. But for us personally, na, we should not get affected. See, if they ask us, no, we also sympathize. Yeah, it is wrong. It should not happen, and we also support or we encourage them who are doing. But when it comes to personally, we have to only see three show Shastra. This is Shastra Chakshu. If we don't see Shastra, then we are getting carried away by modes. And this is only Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and all Satoguna, whatever. Shastra will help us. This is where the free will comes. Free will or Sobhava. So when we go through Shastra, then we are using free will. Otherwise, nobody is using free will in this world. Everybody is doing according to the moods, and they are already programmed to behave in a particular way. Where is the question of free will? Free will comes when Shastra comes in picture. Now I have option to behave like that, or I have option to do according to Shastra. Then
Okay.
only free will. Otherwise, there is no free will only. You may say, I have option to drink vodka or whiskey. You don't have
Okay.
option. You are forced to drink.
Okay.
You cannot stop drinking. It is like that.
Okay.
So for us, anything we are seeing through, it is only Shastra.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you so much.
Right.
Hare Krishna.
So Shastra Chakshu is what is important for us. We have faith in Shastra, then we will not have problem with any incident that is happening around. It affects Yudhishthira Maharaj is also affecting. Such a great person. He was Shastras are quoted for him, but still he could not understand. But when he heard from Bhishma Dev, who is personification of Shastra, he was convinced. Because Bhishma Dev is also because when if you previous ages, now if somebody used to speak, they used to say, "Oh, you are Vedavak or what? Or you are so you are Brahmavak or what? Brahmavak or Vedavak means are you speaking Shastra?" If they say it is Shastra, it is Brahmavak, Vedavak, and everybody used to say, okay, surrender, like that. That means everybody had that respect for Shastras. And we discussed also, Britishers, they saw that this India can be destroyed, only people lose faith on Shastras. And they are quite successful. And then we'll see just prayers what they read so that we'll get some nice and you can have your own what do you say summary of all these things because everybody has their way of understanding. So if you summarize in your own way, you'll always remember it. The citizen says, "O Lord, you are worshipped by all the demigods like Brahma, the four sanas, and even the King of Heaven. You are the ultimate rest for all those who are really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. You are the supreme transcendental Lord. The inevitable time cannot exert its influence upon you." So they are seeing the Lord in this form. And they says, "Oh creator of the universe, you are our mother, well-wisher, Lord, Father, spiritual master, the worshipable deity. By following in your footsteps, we have become successful in every respect. We pray, therefore, that you continue to bless us with your mercy." Then he says, "Oh, it is our good luck that you have come again today under we have come under today under your protection by your presence. Although your lordship is rarely visited even by the denizens of heaven, now it is possible for us to look upon your smiling face, which is full of affectionate glances. We can now see your transcendental form full of all auspiciousness. So they are appreciating what they're getting. But again, next shloka they will say, "But, O lotus-eyed Lord, whenever you go away to Mathura, Vrindavan, or Hastinapur to meet your friends and relatives, every moment of your absence seems like millions of years. O infallible one, at that time our eyes becomes useless as if bereft of sun." This is their problem. Their problem is Hastinapur. They are fortunate Dwarkavasi. Dwarkavasi says, "Oh Lord, you go here, there, so we are in trouble." And then next this is, "Oh Master, if you live abroad all time, then we cannot look at you, your attractive face, whose smile vanquishes all our suffering. How can we exist without your presence?" Upon hearing these speeches, the Lord, who is very kind to the citizens and devotees, entered the city of Dwarka and acknowledged all their greetings by casting his transcendental glance over them. And then, see, as Bhogavati, the capital of Nagaloka, is protected by Nagas. So they are saying how you are our protector. So was Dwarka protected by the descendants of Rishni, Bhoja, Madhu, Dasara, Araha, Kukura, Andaka, etc., who were as strong as Lord Krishna. The Nalagula planet is situated below the Earth planet, and it is understood that the sun rays are hampered. The darkness of planet is, however, removed by the flashes of the jewels set by the heads of the celestial serpents. And it said that there are beautiful gardens, rivulets, etc. for the enjoyment of the Nagas. It is understood here also that the place is well protected by the inhabitants. So also that the city of Dwarka was well protected by the descendants of Vishnu, who were as powerful as the Lord, insofar as he manifested his strength upon this earth. So the lower planets are also called Bilva Sargas. So their enjoyment is also like that of heavenly planets. But people who are demonic mentality, they go there. That means they have done some pious credit, they have acquired tapasya, this, that, but they want to enjoy, but not in accepting the authority of Lord. Like say some developed nations, say some Japan or America or European countries. Some people are very prosperous, they enjoy, but they don't believe in God. They are atheistic. Now may say, Hare, Prabhu, we are so dharmic, but we are not able to enjoy, and they are enjoying. They have done pious activities, that's why they are getting the enjoyment. So they are getting the enjoyment of their pious activities. That's how we understand. Similarly, in lower planetary system also, they have done some pious activity. Like we have this Narayan Murthy of Infosys. He's atheist, but he gives so much charity for food for life and other things. So there are people like that who are atheistic, but they do some social welfare activity. So such people, now they go down to lower planetary systems and enjoy the credits like that. And below the lower planetary system, after Nogaloka, is the hellish planetary systems like that. Not that they are not actually hellish planets. They have much more enjoyment than what we have. And all the technology what we are getting, all mobiles, this, that, is all from Maidanor, from lower planets only. They only give us this technology. Now we only have 5G, 6G. They must be in 12, 13, 14 generations, or even more, 100, 200. They have much more technology than us. They are much more advanced cities than what we have. It's all demonic. Oh, now because Kali Yuga, now we get access more from down. In previous ages, we try to access from the heavenly planets. So we used to get technology from heavenly planets because it is more subtle. Whereas the technology in the lower planets is more gross. That is the difference, like that. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji. Regarding this, what you said that people in Japan and they are enjoying much, but they are still atheistic. Just want to clarify, Prabhuji. These pious, they are enjoying because of the pious credits what they have, and to get this realization of God means they must have this bhakti sukritina, right, na Prabhuji?
I didn't get your question.
You were just explaining in that previous one, no, Prabhuji, regarding the Nagaloka, which is similar to heaven. They enjoy there, but with a demoniac mentality. But for that, you quoted an example of Japan, how some people are very prosperous, but they do not believe on God. So in that aspect, they're getting all that material opulences because of the pious credit in the past.
Yeah.
Credits, and because they're not realizing God means they do not have the bhakti sukritina, right? No,
Now, not even bhakti, not realizing God. For realizing God, you don't need bhakti sukriti. Even varnashrama, if somebody is following or some duties of varnashrama, they also get some realization of God. But they don't follow any scriptures. They just do some pious activities, and with that they get. It is not that they have to. They have to.
So they all fall under the pious credits only.
That is pious. See, these people, they give charity. Now you give charity, you are getting some sukrit, you are getting some pious credit. So you enjoy, but you don't believe in God. So you need to have a place where there is no Lord and you enjoy. They are the Lord. They have some sort of, but they worship demigods like Shiva or Brahma or some other demigods. Or they may not have worship also. They are atheistic people also.
So
So all these demons, when they fight with the demigods, when they get defeated, they go to lower planets and stay there for some time until they get some more power and go and attack them. But down also there is so much enjoyment. That's why they are called Bilva Swargas. They are also heavenly planets.
So, Prabhuji, people are following as per the Varnashrama, that means for them the Pramana is a Dharma Shastra. For the Bhaktis who have that spiritual credentials, that means they follow the Bhakti Shastra, right, Prabhuji?
Here there is no Bhakti Shastra, Mataji. I am comparing with who are following karma shastras and who are following who are following shastras and doing pious activities, who are not following anything. They may have some shastras, but they don't follow, they don't accept authority of Supreme Lord. So this is between Devatas and Asuras. I'm comparing Devatas and Asuras, not devotees. Devatas also don't have pure devotional faith. They also want to enjoy. Asuras also want to enjoy. Only difference is they accept authority of Vishnu, and that's why they are in heaven. These people don't accept the authority of Vishnu. That's why they are in the lower planets, and both of them are enjoying. They are enjoying in their own way. That is how enjoyment is. They are little more growth, and heavenly planet the pleasure is little more settled. That is Sattoguna enjoyment. This is Tamoguna enjoyment. But both are Tamoguna and Rajoguna enjoyment. So both are enjoying. Only thing is one accept the authority of Vishnu and enjoy. One does not accept. And if you don't accept, then there is so much hatred, envy, and other things. So their enjoyment is a little more passionate. Like we have these cities and all now we are seeing. They are enjoying. They have nightclubs. They have entertainment parks, they have so many other things, and they enjoy. But their enjoyment is mixed with Rajoguna and Tamoguna.
Mm.
You ask them, you says, yes, I got fun, man, chill, man, this man, that man. So they are enjoying it. But their enjoyment is more on Rajoguna and Tamoguna. They
Mm.
don't like, even if you do Sattoguna pleasure, they'll not say, no, not much fun. Their fun is like that. So they are demonic mentality.
Mm.
But how they are getting that credit? Because they have done some price credits. That's why they are getting that pleasures.
Mm. Thank you,
Clear,
Prabhuji.
Mataji?
Yes, yes, got it. Thanks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Shyamukund, those who don't accept authority of Shastras and now enjoying, there is always a chance to fall into bad association and then again fall down. Yeah, yashastra-vidam utsijya vartate kamakarta nasasiddhim aapnoti nasukam naparamgati. What these people do, they have some shastras to follow, but they don't accept authority of Supreme Lord. Demons also have some shastras, but they don't want to accept authority of Supreme Lord. That way they are doing their activities. Some they are doing tapasya. Tapasya means what? They are having something. And no, this Vrakasur, he was cutting all the flesh of his body and putting in the fire. And then Shiva comes and says, what do you want? Okay, I want this benediction. But not everybody is foolish like Vrakasur. He will also do tapasyas like that. And Lord says, okay, what do you want? Yes, I want to enjoy. He says, okay, you enjoy. So he'll get more mental strength, more physical strength, more sensual strength. And then he will enjoy in lower planets. He will become a king there. He will become a big person there, and he can nicely enjoy. It's all what do you ask. So then uh, then here we'll start our so then they say, oh, the city of Dwarkapuri was filled with the opulence of all seasons. There are hermitages, orchards, flower gardens. So I think the prayers ended here. Parks and reservoir of water, breeding lotus flowers all over. I always get this doubt because so many flowers and all there should be so much cleaning happening because they dry and they get spoiled. They have to remove them and keep them all the time clean. So there must be really so many servants there. So perfection of human civilization is made possible by utilizing the gifts of nature in their own way. As we find hearing in the description of its opulence, Dwarka was surrounded by flower gardens and fruit orchards, along with reservoirs of water and growing lotuses. There is no mention of mills and factories supported by slaughterhouses, which are necessary paraphernalia of the modern metropolis. The the propensity to utilize nature's own gift is still there. Even in the heart of modern civilized man, the leaders of modern civilization select their own residential quarters in a place where there are such naturally beautiful gardens and reservoirs of water. But they leave the common man to reside in a congested areas without parks and gardens. Herein, of course, we find a different description of city of Dwarka. It is understood that the whole dham or the residential quarters were was surrounded by such gardens and parks with reservoirs of water where lotuses grew. It is understood that all the people dependent on nature's gift of flowers and fruits without industrial enterprises promoting filthy huts and slums for residential quarters. Advancement of civilization is estimated not on the growth of mills and factories to deteriorate the uh, finer instincts of human being, but on developing the potential spiritual instinct of human beings and giving them a chance to go back home backward. Very nice purport Prabhupada writing. So advancement of civilization not on the growth of mills and to deteriorate the finer instincts. This is actually what is people are become more and more gross because their enjoyment is very gross. And previously, people were very happy when the relatives come in the summer season, and they go to relatives' places, stay there with them, play with them. All the family are together. Now everybody is there mobile and their TV. Even if they go and they're upset, they say no, we cannot watch their TV. We cannot do this. They don't play only. I hardly see children coming outside and playing here. Everybody is busy. Either they are busy with their tuitions when the school is there, otherwise they are busy with their mobiles and in front of TV. Very few children play. And previously, when it was no TV, the evening means evening time is only play either in front of your house or go to the ground. And parents used to say also, "Arey, go and play, why are you sitting in the house?" And now there is no children to play outside. So it is very because the finer instincts are gone. People are not able to relate with each other also. They are happy in the train, bus. And I used to remember sometime go in train. Uh, uh, in local, you have to go in what do you call passenger trains. So some Mataji come there and then she start telling. She only tells, I have two, three children. One is married, he is here, and she is there. And she opens her box. She has some what do you call some pulse, some what do you call some items she will make and she'll distribute also. Then they're talking, everybody's telling about themselves. Now in train you go, nothing like that. Everybody is their mobile and peacefully playing their games or watching. So what happened is they are not able to relate and they are not able to get this finer instincts. When you relate to people, you gain something and you develop some spiritual potency slowly in that direction. Things have changed, and India is also becoming. mm, We are also in so much crazy country, but at least we'll protect ourselves. At least morning we are sitting and discussing Bhagavatam. So in that way we have to save ourselves. Yes, Sham.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Dhanam.
Prabhuji, this regarding this, I just wanted to share for 2 minutes. Can I?
Yeah,
Regarding the
sure.
children. So this Sunday in Srimad Bhagavatam class in Iskon Chowpatty, what I heard is that regarding this, I mean, nowadays children are making coding and programming languages, all that. From the children's only, we see some children's like 10 years, they have made some apps and all that. So they are with the computers and mobile, but they are like the Shringi who was having the power, but he was not matured. So he
Yeah,
cursed the king. So similarly, the children are getting so much, they are preparing apps and all that, but their intelligence is not matured. So what will the situation will be like that the Prabhuji was explaining in the Sunday class.
yeah,
So this I wanted to share because people don't nowadays government don't give the license till 18 years and voting rights till 18 years. Why? Because they know if the children start driving, then they don't have that maturity. They will just in the age में बोलते हैं ना वो अरे I want to do this, I want to drive. They can uh, make accidents and someone's life will be. They don't understand what is life. So like that. So this I wanted to share.
yeah. I have experience of this also. Children driving and hitting the
Uh,
divider or
because they
metro.
are not matured that what is life and what will be situation in other person's house.
Yeah,
So that maturity, but the government is allowing so much computer, laptops, and all that to them.
yeah. They also don't know government people who are there. They themselves don't know what is good for them. They may have good intentions, but they don't know what is good. That is the problem. They think advancement means people are more and more sophisticated and they are more and more into advancement, progress, and all these things. They work hard to make all these things, but they are not thinking that how they will become happy. So they don't have the formula to make them happy and peaceful. They think if advancement, they are advanced, they have sufficient money, they will be happy because they themselves don't know. They don't think that's the problem. I'm sorry. So that's what Prabhupada is telling. So they cannot make any advancement for spiritual back to God. So Prabhupada said development of factories and mills is called Ugra Karma. Yeah, slaughterhouses, yes. Mills is called Ugra Karma and or pungent activities. Such activity deteriorates the finer sentiments of human beings and thus turns society into a into a dungeon of demons. We find herein the mention of pious trees which produce seasonal fruits and flowers. The pious trees means they should give fruits and flowers. Most of the forest there are no fruits and flowers. Is all impious trees only. The impious trees are useless jungles only. in, in, here in Telangana, so many thorny forests are there. It's all useless jungle, all thorns only. The forest is full of thorny trees. And they can only be used for supply fuels. This is what happens. The modern civilization, such impious trees are planted on the sides of the roads. Human energy should be properly utilized in developing the finer senses for spiritual understanding, in which lies the solutions of life. Fruits, flowers, beautiful gardens, parks, and reservoirs of water, with ducks and swans playing in the midst of lotus flowers, and the cows giving sufficient meal and butter are essential for development of finer tissues of human body. As against this, the dungeons of mines, factories, and workshops develop demonic propensities in working classes. The vested interests flourish at the cost of the working class, and consequently, there are several clashes between them in so many ways. The description of Dwarka Dham is the ideal of human civilization. So we were discussing how China people are working so hard so that Europe and American people can enjoy. Europe, China, some people are enjoying, but not everyone. Most of the people are working very hard for no reason. The city gateways, the household doors, and the festoons arches along the roads were all nicely decorated with flags, with festive signs like plantain trees and mango leaves, all to welcome the Lord. Flags, garlands, and signs painted with slogans, all combined with shades to shade the sunset. Signs of decoration of special festivals were also collected from the gifts of nature, such as plantain trees, mango trees, fruits, and flowers. When you are doing festival in temple, these are the decorations we should do. Mango trees, coconut palms, and plantain trees are still accepted as auspicious signs. The flags mentioned above were all painted with the pictures of either Garuda or Hanuman, the two great servitors of the Lord. For devotees, such paintings and decorations are still adored, and the servitors of the master is paid more respect for the satisfaction of the Lord. This is the highways, subways, lanes, markets, and public meeting places are all thoroughly cleansed and then moistened with scented water. And to welcome the Lord, fruits, flowers, and unbroken seeds were uh, strewn everywhere. So this is how the decoration is done in Dwarka, and we can also learn sometimes if you want to decorate for your festivals and home, anywhere we are doing, this is the way we should decorate. Scented water prepared by distilling flowers like rose and chiroa were requisitioned to bed the roads, streets, and lanes of Dwarkadam. Such places, along with the marketplace and public meeting places, were thoroughly cleansed. From the above description, it appears that the city of Dwarkadam was considerably big, containing many highways, streets, and public meeting places with parks, gardens, and reservoirs of water, all very nicely decorated with flowers and fruits. And to welcome the Lord, such flowers and fruits were unbroken seeds of grains were all strewn over the public places. Unbroken seeds of grains or fruits is in the seedling stage were considered auspicious, and they are still so used by the Hindus in general on festival days. So how they used to sprinkle? They used to sprinkle with the elephant tusks. So they used to take elephant used to take and to sprinkle big highways. So they had very nice system there, and everything is so personal. And this is in each and every door of the residential houses, auspicious things like yogurt and unbroken fruits, sugar cane, and full wet water pots with articles for worship, incense, and candles were all displayed. So just imagining only, so beautiful. And they are very big places, big palaces. The process of reception, according to Vedic rites, is not at all dry. The reception was made not simply by decorating the roads and streets as above mentioned, but by worshipping the Lord with requisite ingredients like incense, lamps, flowers, sweets, flowers, fruits, and other palatable eatables according to one's capacity. All were offered to the Lord, and the remnants of foodstuffs were distributed among the gathering citizens. So it was not like a dry reception of these modern days. So there is no distribution of any food in modern reception. They just come, give some flower bouquet, and then they welcome. But that time, these are all things were done. They are aarati, offering lamps, and each and every house was ready to receive the Lord in a similar way. And thus, each and every house on the road and street distributed such remnants of food to citizens. Therefore, the festival was successful. Without distribution of food, no function is complete. So please remember, if you don't distribute prasadam after your program, it is not complete. And that is a way of Vedic culture. So very So then now here we find how people personally, now it was about the decoration, city of Dwarka and decorations have it done. Now it is about the personalities. On hearing the most dear Krishna was approaching Dwarkada, magnanimous Vasudeva, Akrura, Ugrasena, Balarama, the supreme humanly powerful, Pradyumna, Chardeshna, and Sambad, son of Jambati, all extremely happy, abundant, resting, sitting, and dining. So here about these personalities, we'll skip homework for you. And here they hasted towards the Lord on chariots with Brahmanas bearing flowers and other auspicious items before them were elephants, emblems of good fortune, conch shells and bugles were sounded, and Vedic hymns were chanted. Thus they offered their praise, which were saturated with affection. The Vedic way of receiving a great personality creates an atmosphere of respect, which is saturated with affection and veneration for the persons received. The auspicious atmosphere of such a reception depends on the paraphernalia described above, including conch shells, flowers, incense, decorated elephants, and qualified brahmanas reciting verses from Vedic literature. Such a program of reception is full of sincerity on the part of both the receiver and the received. So sincere receiving means this is how. And I have seen also like we receive, na, the person comes, we bring a kalash with coconut on it with mango leaves, and then the Vedic mantras are chanted, and he is welcomed, welcoming flowers are offered. So it's a very nice way to welcome. Brahmanas chanting the Purushottam mantras, and this is the standard way in Vedic culture. Now,
Now we have different standards. We try to, of course, now also when president goes to another country, then the army comes and salutes. They have a modern way, little more dry, but this was very else. At the same time, many hundreds of well-known prostitutes began to proceed on various vehicles. They were all very eager to meet the Lord, and their beautiful faces were decorated with dazzling earrings, which enhance the beauty of their foreheads. So I'll read proper. I know you will have questions. We may not hate even the prostitute if they are devotees of the Lord. Even to the date, there are many prostitutes in great cities of India who are sincere devotees of the Lord. By trick of chance, one may be obliged to adopt a profession which is not very adorable in society. But that does not hamper one in executing devotional service to the Lord. Devotional service to the Lord is uncheckable in all circumstances. It is understood herein that even in those days, about 5,000 years ago, there were prostitutes in city like Dwaraka, where Lord Krishna resided. This means that prostitutes are necessary citizens for the proper upkeep of society. The government opens wine shops, but it does not mean that the government encourages drinking of wine. The idea is that there is a class of men who will drink at any cost, and it has been experienced that prohibition in great cities encourages illicit sale of wine. Similarly, men who are not satisfied at home require such consensus, and if there is no prostitute, then such low men will induce other into prostitution. It is better that prostitutes are available in market so that the sanctity of society can be maintained. It is better to maintain a class of prostitute than to encourage prostitution within society. A real reformation is to enlighten all people to become devotees of the Lord. That will check all kinds of deteriorating factors of life. So further, Srila Bilwangal Thakur, great Acharya of the Vishnu Swami Vaishnava sect, in his household life was overly attached to a prostitute who happened to be a devotee of the Lord. One night, when Thakur came to Chintamani's house in torrents of rain and thunder, Chintamani was astonished to see how Thakur could come in such a dreadful night after crossing a foaming river which was full of waves. She said to Thakur Bilwangal that his attraction for the flesh and bone of an insignificant woman like her would be properly utilized if it could be diverted to the devotional service of the Lord to achieve attraction for the transcendental beauty of the Lord. It was a momentous hour for the Thakur, and he took a turn towards spiritual realization by the words of a prostitute. Later on, the Thakur accepted the prostitute as his spiritual master, and in several places of his literary work, he had glorified the name of Chintamani, who showed him the right path. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, O Partha, even the Lopa, Chandalas, and those who are born in the family of unbelievers, and even the prostitute shall attain perfection of life if they take shelter of unalloyed devotional service to me. Because in the path of devotional service, there is no impediments due to degraded birth and occupation. The path is open for everyone who agrees to follow it. It appears that the prostitutes of Dwarka were so eager to meet the Lord, were all unalloyed devotees, and thus they were all on the path of salvation according to the above versions of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, the only reformation that is necessary in society is to make an organized effort to turn the citizens into devotees of the Lord, and thus all good qualities of the races of heaven will overtake them in their own way. On the other hand, those who are non-devotees have no good qualification whatsoever. However, they may be mentally, materially advanced. The difference is that the devotees of the Lord are on the path of liberation, whereas the non-devotees are on the path of future entanglement in material bondage. Sorry, the criterion of advancement of civilization is whether the people are educated and advanced on the path of salvation. Any questions? Okay. So I'll not, I'll make a comment on it. What happens is everybody has their swabhava, and the swabhava need to be addressed. Otherwise, they will not make progress. So that's why these facilities are required for some of the people, so that slowly they'll come out of these conditions. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam. Prabhu, we were talking about how prostitution was a part of the society to keep the sanctity. Uh, uh, but what about these movies and all, Prabhu? Which is this only part of this Kali Yuga, or there were some plays like, I mean, of course, they used to have dramas on the pastimes of the Lord, but any mundane dramas also they used to play, something like that?
Yeah, they used to. Because what happens, Mataji, all are not devotees in the material world. If you go to
Correct.
heavenly planets, na, they have all these nice dances of apsaras and all. So they are enjoying apsaras only. That is nothing to do with Krishna there. They go to heaven so that they want to enjoy, but they accept authority of Lord. And same thing in lower planet system. Whole material world is created to satisfy the senses of the living entities and to make him continue here. Only very few people understand that the satisfaction of senses, satisfaction of mind is a very temporary, futile. Better try for something transcendental. So very few people will have transcendental faith. Otherwise, most of the people are mundane only, and they have different ways of enjoying. So all these knowledge where we get now the songs and all, where do we get this? This we get either from heavenly planets or lower planetary systems only. So the rock
Okay.
music and all these technologies from down, and if you have some very classical, that is from up. So because they are expert in it, and we gain the technology access from them. That's how, and then we enjoy. So
Hmm.
it's always there. The type of dances, dramas, for mundane stories. This is always there in all the times. Only thing is, it varies from time to time. Maybe in Satyuga it was little more. Only few people were there like Hiranyakashipu, but most of them are Hamsas. And in Ramayana time, there were some things like Ravana and some people they had enjoyment. And even uh, we have this Vali Sugriva. They also had some entertainments their own way. But very few people are transcendental all the times. Devotees are always less.
Yeah, because of all these, the sanctity of the society is lost. No, Prabhu, especially in Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga, previous ages it was there, but it was very less. If the king is very strong, then the effect is very less. If king is very weak, then they used to have more of this entertainment. Because king himself is enjoying and everybody else is.
Okay, thanks, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranams. Prabhuji, I just
Hare
wanted to understand that line. It appears that the prostitutes of Dwaraka who were eager to meet the Lord were all his unalloyed devotees, and thus they were all on the path of salvation according to the above version of the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji, they have mentioned the prostitutes were doing as per their profession, but still they were unalloyed devotees. How should we understand, Prabhuji? Because the basic principle of our practicing bhakti is based on following these four regulative principles. How do we correlate they being unalloyed devotees and they're into this profession?
Yeah. So what happens, Mataji? There is something called their Swabhava. They are performing with their Swabhava. And sometimes it is prostitution means it is that time no, they just have some dance and other things also they do.
Hmm.
Yeah, Devadasis. Play dance. Actually, uh, how it happens is there are they have mundane song, mundane dance. That level of that is also called a prostitution. They may not have physical contact. And another thing is that something called Swabhava, and they act according to their Swabhava, but their Shraddha is very pure. So that is a great difference. To have their pure Shraddha on the Lord, they know they are doing wrong, but they don't have faith that they'll be happy because they need to maintain themselves. They may be doing some activity. And there are some stories in the Shastra also, like somebody is a sweeper, somebody is this. And it is not the activity, it is the consciousness that matters more for Lord. So they may be involved in some activities like that, but if their consciousness, we cannot imitate. And I'm not justifying that it is right.
Judge
Why?
materially, we cannot judge. Also, we should not judge if these things are there. Externally, even in this material world, even the devotee might be doing something, but we should not. I personally feel we should not judge externally on that thing. We do not know how depth is their conscious towards God.
Uh, and another important thing, na, what is important is the consciousness is very important, and along with that, uh, there are some place there will be exception. Why we have to follow four regulative principles? We have to understand because
Hmm.
uh, yeah, there are examples of Pingala and even Kubja. Why we have to follow four regulative principles? Because this will agitate our mind, which will not allow us to focus on Krishna. That is the reason we should not indulge in any of these activities, illicit sex, meditating, gambling, intoxication. All these four things will agitate our mind. It will never help us to sit and focus and chant the holy name. There is some disturbance from your side. I'll just pause you, mute you, and then I'll answer.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, what happens in uh, what happens is why we have to follow four regulative principles. I will today we have only 2 minutes. Tomorrow I will explain this aspect, how it is important. You might have read about dopamine also. That some part I will tell because about the social media and this thing, how it affects, why we have to follow. Because what happens is our mind agitates very fast when we indulge in these things. Then it is difficult to focus on Krishna. So personally, it won't work. Maybe there will be some exception, like these people, it does not matter only for them. They're able to focus on Krishna. It is not possible for everyone. Why? What happens is we need so much of Satuguna to clean our mind to focus on Lord. We need that type level of faith. Now, especially Kali Yuga, it is not possible. There are many things that are prohibited in Kali Yuga because we cannot focus only. There's so much distraction already. And all these people who are in movies and who are acting and all these things, they can never focus on Krishna. Impossible only for them. It's all distraction. Kali Yuga not possible. So we need to know why we have to follow these regulative principles. It is very scientific. This is connected directly. It is not even it is not just Shastra. We can prove through science also we can prove how these things are dangerous for our mind. It's like that. So uh, we should not think, okay, it is some religious sentiment that we have to follow this.
Okay. Got it,
I
Prabhu.
will
Got it.
I will tell why we have to follow regulative principles. Then it will become.
Got it. But Prabhuji, I have one more question. Shall I ask or tomorrow shall I ask?
You can ask
Prabhuji,
because that
regarding
topic. I wanted to show the notes. I'll little
same
technical.
regarding the regulative principles regarding like intoxication levels. See, you have mentioned your scented flowers, and these are the very auspicious things which we follow in our as per our Vedic rituals. Nowadays, we see people using this perfumes which has alcohol, Prabhuji, right? We are prohibited to use such scented things which has alcohol. We can use attar or something or some herbal things just to have a fragrance. That is what I've heard devotees
Don't drink.
saying that.
It is for perfume only, na. It is not drinking. So I don't see anything wrong. You can use for spraying in the house and all. No, you may not directly use apply on the body of Lord. But if you want
Hmm.
to spray as air freshener and all, I don't think that is a problem because you are not
Hmm.
drinking it. Alcohol is also one of the chemicals. Na. If you drink, you will have problem with your brain. If you are not drinking it is a perfume, not a problem.
This alcohol, I mean, if you see in the field of medicine, in homeopathy, the medicines have been preserved in alcohol.
It's not a problem. That's what I'm telling. If you see, even if you are taking alcohol as a medicine, consuming it, it is not a problem. Why alcohol is a problem? When it is become addiction. You want to enjoy that type of pleasure, then only it is a problem. If you're taking as a medicine, you need few drops. It's not a problem because where problem comes is when you are taking it as an enjoyment and then you experience and pleasure it and you get addicted to it, that addiction will be problem for spiritual advancement. Otherwise, it's not a problem.
Okay, got it, got it. Thanks a lot, Prabhu. Thanks for clearing.
Hare
I was
Krishna.
out long back, but finally it got cleared. Because when I give medicines to patients, I always feel, okay, am I breaking their regulative principles? Given when I'm prescribing for devotees, I always have this in this mind, how to clarify, how to, because even one of my friend is a devotee, but this question always comes, but it forgets whenever I want to ask. Thanks a lot, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
We should not get addicted. You have as a medicine, it should not be a problem. Like Coca-Cola was made as a medicine, but it became a cool drink, and then people get addicted to it. so, so, okay. Onion garlic as medicine. You have alternative for onion garlic as medicines, and then you can avoid it because it is because the quantity matters. That is also important. Quantity matters. Uh, uh, so you are taking as a, it's not the medicine because for onion garlic, na, alternative medicines are there. But when you have some things in alcohol and all, you may not have alternative. If alternative is there, then don't take onion garlic as medicine. Okay, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.